In this breaking story, Donald Trump has just thrown another economic temper tantrum. That's right, Trump has just retaliated at Canada with an alarming bombshell. Now, it's no secret that Republicans talk a big game about their capabilities when it comes to the economy, but truth be told, they have absolutely no idea what they're doing.
Senator McConnell, my name is Simon. I live a block away from the Palisades, and every year the fires get worse. This big bill, it's gonna cut our last chance at climate action to give tax breaks to big oil. Does that seem like a fair trade? Senator McConnell, can you look me in the eye and tell me that you're not gonna sell away my future to big oil? And what do you have to tell my neighbors whose homes are burning? What do you have to say to the 800,000 people who would have gotten green jobs but won't because of this bill? Senator McConnell, you're cutting people off of Medicaid.
Can you look my generation in the eye? Can you look at me? I'm 19 years old. I'm scared about the climate crisis.
Senator McConnell, you're cutting 10 million people off of Medicaid in order to give tax breaks to big oil. Senator McConnell, please just look at me. Senator McConnell, please. It's my generation.
And now even Fox News has to acknowledge it.
First quarter GDP, however, the final read is negative 0.5%. We were expecting a loss of 0.2% for first quarter GDP. This is the first negative read that we've actually clocked since the first quarter of 2022. That's according to the Commerce Department. But again, that GDP read, this is actually even more of a loss in the range.
It's even funnier because Trump just keeps throwing tantrums, all because the Fed won't give him what he wants. Even though historically, when the Fed has just submitted to the president's whims, it's led to significant economic fallout. But Trump had better buckle up because the fallout is only just beginning. That's right. Recently, it was also revealed that Trump's approval is still underwater. Voters are saying the US is on the wrong track. The Emerson College polling survey found 45% of respondents approved of the job Trump was doing, while 46% disapproved. Trump's approval rating has ticked down since he took office. In January, he had a 49% approval rating. By April, his approval and disapproval ratings were tied. This latest Emerson survey also found close to 53% believed the country was on the wrong track, compared to close to 48% of respondents who said the US was headed in the right direction. So basically, Trump is such a joke, he's managed to tank the economy faster than his own approval rating. Still, however, Trump wasn't done. Because in his latest economic temper tantrum, Donald Trump just retaliated at Canada with an alarming bombshell.
Oh, Canada. President Trump says the U.S. is ending trade talks with Canada, effective immediately. And he's also threatening new tariffs. He posted on social media a short time ago, "We will let Canada know the tariff that they will be paying to do business with the U.S. within the next 7-day period." Joining us now, NBC News senior business correspondent Christine Romans.
A twist.
I got a lot to ask you. Number one, this is stepping on good news that he had, which I think is crazy. But then number two, to explain why he is so upset with Canada, because it was just like a week ago that he and Mark Carney were palling around together as if they were buddies.
He has for a long time been fixated on dairy farmers in Canada. And he thinks the Canadian government is protecting a relatively small number of dairy farmers in Canada by putting, tariffs and quotas on U.S. dairy going into Canada. And you can see why the Canadian government will protect Canadian dairy farmers, right? Because it's a much smaller country than the United States with a lot fewer people, and that's a really important political demographic there. So this has been something that has been just the president's been fixated on, that he thinks that these relatively small number of dairy farmers are ripping off American dairy farmers. So that's sort of the basis, the genesis of part of his anger and frustration with the Canadians. But then now there's this new element of digital service taxes that the president says the Canadians are pulling. So now we're back to square one again. The president's saying we're not talking at all, and we're going to, in 7 days, tell you what you're going to pay us. What's interesting to me is you just watched the president for, how long was that press availability today? Was it an hour? Almost an hour?
So, yeah.
It was a long time. He talked a lot about trade. He never once mentioned a snafu with Canada, right? He was really talking about other trade successes.
He has the success of his, or he's riding a win from the Supreme Court today. He's also going to announce a deal with China,
Right.
Which is our biggest trading partner. Why muddy it up with this? Why make the headline about Canada?
Unclear. And why didn't he talk about it when he had the cameras on him? What happened between that big press availability and then when he went and fired off of this social media post?
So at the end of the day, Donald Trump was elected to fix the economy, and all he's really done is enrich himself, screw over our allies, and turn America into the laughingstock of the world.